Yo, y'all rocking with another episode of Moon Rock's Chop Shop. And is it just me, or does everybody hate the Type S? Or is it just an online thing? Because I keep getting comments like this, or like this, and more and more and more and more and more. So today, I'm gonna go through some of the worst of these comments and try to put some common sense to them. Is what these people are saying really the truth? Is the Acura Integra Type S the most hated performance car in America today? So it's gonna be a fun one today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hang out for the ride, and we'll get straight into it. So to start off, I thought I'd debunk some of the easiest stuff to go after, which is comments like this, and even like this, right? And to be honest with you, these comments are not in a vacuum. There's a lot of people that feel like this. But I would say to everybody that says stuff like that, can you read? Integra. And don't let you forget. And not only is it on the front, but it's also stamped on the back. So everybody that hit that comment, yeah, it's kind of awkward. And then for everybody else who is saying things like it's an ILX, I don't know if you chat GPT'd a certain question that got you that response, but buddy boy, it's a completely different chassis. It's not even close to an ILX, so there's that. So that was your reality check, and I hope it's time to move on from that. So next point. Okay, so the next point is about all the competitors in the space, right? And now this point, I understand it's a subjective preference for a lot of people, but there are some objective realities to the situation, right? So number one, you get comments like this, which pretty much are saying you could get a C8. Now, you know, for anybody wanting a Corvette, that's a great car, but there are some real life limitations with the Corvette that maybe a lot of people don't really think about, particularly the C8. Now the C8 doesn't exactly cost the same thing as this thing. It's a little bit more, but it's close enough in the price range, which is why people bring this up. But I will say this, the C8 does not come manual. And to me, the C8 is much more of a grandpa car. You know, I don't really like the setup as opposed to the C7, which I think is the best. And you could get some of those for a pretty decent price, close to around this. But again, you haven't really think about the real life long-term value of owning a car like that. A car comes with a lot of limitations. You can't take it everywhere. It's a gas guzzler. You can't fit your family in there. There's a lot of things about it. But, you know, to each his own. That's a great car, so I won't knock you for that. But I think the comparison is kind of off there. Moving on to the next comparison. People will try to say the Supra. Now, let me tell you something. You get comments like this, and I'm telling you, the Supra does not cost near this car. It costs a lot of times 10K more or up. Take it from a guy that's went to dealerships and tried to get the Supra when I was still shopping around for this. That car, you know, you can quickly Google search, but it says it starts at around 47,000, but that's an automatic. That's not the top model that you want. I think that may even be the 4-cylinder model, which is the one that you would want would be the GR, but that thing goes upwards of $70,000. If you haven't been to a dealership, you can't tell me nothing about it. So the next talking point, the WRX. No, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this one. The WRX doesn't even come close. The only thing that it has going for it is the all-wheel drive system, but it's clunkier. It's not a performance car. It's a far cry from Subaru's performances cars of the past, like the STI, and it's just an overall worse car. Now, to each his own. I tested one out, didn't even consider it after like 10 minutes, but that is how I felt. But again, to each his own. If you like that car, great, but it doesn't even compare to this one. There's lots of more competitor cars that we can talk about, but the last one I'm gonna address is probably the most annoying one, and it's comments like these. Guys, the M340i is a casual, subpar luxury car. It's not a performance car. Please stop comparing the M340i to a performance car. The way they operate is vastly different, and just because it has more horsepower that doesn't make it better. Just because you couldn't afford an M3, that doesn't mean you can throw an M340i in every performance car's face, okay? It doesn't correlate. So stop bringing it up. It's not a car that I even enjoyed driving. I had it for like a week until I got rid of it because it was so boring. M340i, definitely not a competitor to this car. Maybe in the price range, even though that will be more expensive by at least 5K. And I'm telling you, it just doesn't operate the same. So nip that one in the bud. Now, another common complaint that you'll see in the comment section is the heart of the car. That's the engine, or the power per se. You'll get crazy comments like this, which basically tell me that you don't actually know what this car is, what the heritage is, the history, none of it. You're just kind of saying stuff. So that can be disregarded pretty quickly. But then there's comments that comment about the power, and there's people that want 400 horsepower, 500 horsepower, and more. I'll say this. Out of this motor, you can pull 400 or 500 horsepower pretty quickly. Did you want it from factory? I get it. The thing is, factory is gonna do what factory does. And plus, Honda is on the more conservative side of the power numbers. So again, this is a heritage thing. This is a history thing. If you don't know Honda, then you wouldn't understand what's going on here. Then you also have comments that absolutely hate the motor and you say it's a trash motor, which is absolutely ridiculous. You know, this is the K series, legendary motor. If you don't know, just Google it, man. Over 20 years of service, some of the best builds you'll ever see, and that's the K swap. Now, the final thing, and what I do see as one of the most legitimate complaints, is actually the price. I will concede, the price is a lot. Guys, it is an expensive car, but I would like to impress to you this. Every car in any category is at least double what it used to be. So going off of the numbers that we used to see in the 90s and 2000s kind of just doesn't make sense. And it's not fair to the car market today, right? You even see used cars that are 10 to 15 years old at exorbitant amounts that nobody wants to really pay, right? And comparatively, the Type R Integra of 20 years ago or 25 years ago came out for $25,000 around, right? And there was markups back then too. I just want to make that clear. Today, this car is sitting at $54,000, $55,000. Now, every single category you go to is gonna repeat the same thing, whether it's a Toyota Corolla or hell, since the BMW guys like to compare, even the BMW M3 came out for $45,000. And today, though the MSRP says $86,000 online, you're never gonna get one for below $91,000, $92,000. Ask any BMW M3 owner. So you can be mad if you really want to at the pricing, but in all honesty, the price of everything is up, even milk and eggs, if you look back at the price for that. The sad thing here is that they're lying to us about the inflation numbers. They say it's about at 3%, but inflation is way higher than that. And the evidence for that is right in this car and every other car in this category. Now, I hope I gave everybody some context as to, you know, some of these comments that you see about the Integra and what they really mean. But in all honesty, the reason why I wanted to do this video is to kind of show that everything is everything. You ever heard that term before? It basically just means that a situation that you may find here, it could be replicated in other situations as well, right? I.e. the BMW M3, Toyota Corolla, milk, eggs, you get the point. One thing that definitely sucks is the unmitigated, I guess you can call it capitalism, that's caused all this. Although I don't think it's truly capitalism. The rise of every value of almost everything is way up. And unfortunately, our wages have not increased in the same manner. But whatever you want to blame, whether it's capitalism, inflation, or anything else, right? Greed, whatever, corporatism. The fact of the matter is, we all love cars. And I, for one, love all types of cars, whether it's these, the BMW M3s, the GR Corollas, or the Supras. There's something you can find to love in everything. So my advice to everybody would be, instead of the hate, Go and look at these cars in person. Find a friend that has one. Go to the dealership and drive one. These are some amazing machines. 20 years on from building race cars and things like that on the street in the early days, we have cars like this. These are the cars that we were trying to build in our garages 10, 15 years ago. And Honda, Toyota, BMW, they're all dropping them for us for obviously an exorbitant amount, but saying, hey, you don't have to do the work. Here's a maxed out car that we can give you. So anyways, I hope this video helps people get out there and explore different cars and all the beauty of every automobile out there, because there's always some to be found. And this, for me, is one of the best machines out there. I've driven a lot of the ones that, you know, that we talked about already, and I came to this conclusion for a reason. So I would highly encourage everybody watching this to go drive one. And whether it's not even this, go drive a GR Corolla. All those performance cars that you wish you could have back in the day, go drive them now. Make that your goal, because life is short. And having a great car only heightens the sense of the feeling that you get from a happy life. So I would highly encourage it. Well, if you stayed this long, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Check out the descriptions below for anything you may need if you want to support the channel. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.